teen thug resists police orders, not laughing when cop whips out secret weapon. Ouch. A shocking video is going viral after a high school thug decided to ignore orders being given to him by police. As one would imagine, things didn't work out too well for him, and he wasn't laughing when the cop whipped out his secret weapon. The incident in question reportedly took place at 71st High School in Fayetteville, North Carolina. According to WRAL, the school resource officer, who works for the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office, was called to the school's bus loop after two teen girls started to fight. Doing what he was supposed to do, the officer broke up the altercation, but that's when things took a turn. As it turns out, a 16-year-old thug saw what the officer did and stepped in to defend one of his friends. Too bad for him, it would be the biggest mistake of his life. At that time, other students, witnessing the events unfolding in front of them, whipped out their phones and caught the rest of the incident on video. Since then, footage has been shared to social media, where it has both gone viral and sparked outrage, but it seems that those who are angry are missing a few key details. Clearly seen in one view shared on Instagram, the teen was being directed to back away so that the officer could defuse the situation, but he refused to comply. Instead, the kid decided to resist and, worse, push the deputy around. As one would imagine, things didn't go so well for him. In fact, the teen thug wouldn't be laughing a few seconds later as the cop whipped out his secret weapon, some much-needed thug repellent, and left the student in pain. With the situation now about getting yet another unruly student under control, the deputy pulled out a can of pepper spray and went to work, as the Fayetteville Observer reports. After getting blasted in the face, the teen thug was no longer interested in being a tough guy anymore. Making sure the punk wasn't contemplating a change in demeanor, the officer hit the kid with a second dose, right across the eyes. In the end, viewers said it was funny how quickly the wannabe badass turned into a compliant suspect with his hands behind his back like a good little boy. From there, he was arrested and charged with resisting a police officer. As if that wasn't bad enough for him, he also had marijuana in his possession and was charged for that as well. Unfortunately, members of the local community seem to be outraged over how the situation went down. In fact, people are saying that the officer used excessive force and that a full-grown man should be able to subdue a teenager. However, the slightest bit of common sense would prove otherwise. First of all, this high school teen is pretty close to being a man himself, and in some cases, these boys are just as strong and fit as an adult, if not more so. Have you seen some of the athletes coming out of high school? Secondly, what is the alternative? How exactly would you want a grown man to subdue your poor boy who didn't you nothing? Just think for a moment. Would you rather have your child be hit with some pepper spray or have 3 cops jump on him, manhandle him, bend his arm, possibly hurt him, and maybe even have to punch him to bring you into submission? My guess is, you'd go with the first. Of course, the cop would rather handle things the easiest way as well. Furthermore, if it had gone the second way, these same people would still cry excessive force. Long story short, some people will never be satisfied and always find something to fault when really, they are looking in the wrong direction when it comes to casting blame. Had this kid done as he was told, none of the above would have had to take place. So, what are we supposed to do? Let animals act like animals until they feel like complying with police officers who are politely requesting they stop being violent? Instead of holding the student responsible for his disrespectful and illegal behavior, these people are instead trying to condemn the man who was forced to get the punk under control. For now, an investigation has been launched into the officer's actions, and there's no way of knowing how that will turn out yet. But, make no mistake, in the end, this cop used non-lethal force in order to get an uncooperative suspect to comply, so what is there to complain about? If this kid didn't want to get pepper sprayed, then he shouldn't have gotten himself involved in the situation.